On this edition of City Focus, 4 members of the Valdosta Fire Department received promotions. See the winners of the Historic Preservation Awards. Neighborhood Development has its backpack giveaway. The Valdosta Police Department is hosting a food drive with Living Bridges Ministry. And members of the City Council encourage citizens to complete the census. These stories and more on this edition of City Focus. Welcome to City Focus. I'm Marcus McConico, the media coordinator for the City of Valdosta. This is the 8th episode of City Focus in 2020. City Focus is your source for what's happening in your local government. Here are the most important topics that are happening in the city. 2 departments at the City of Valdosta are responsible for street sweeping. Stormwater and Public Works each sweep Valdosta's streets.
The benefit of running one of the street sweepers is keeping all the debris out of the gutters, debris and litter. That way, whenever it does rain, the water will be able to get off the road and get into the storm drains.
We sweep streets for several reasons. First and foremost are the environmental aspects. It helps improve water quality and also removes the dirt, sediment, and debris from our curb and gutter, which can eventually get into our stormwater system, which will clog it and could cause road floods and properties to flood as well.
Stormwater cleans the local streets with curb and gutters, while Public Works sweep the state routes.
Basically what my sweeper does, we sweep all residential routes. We have 12 routes and we sweep 9 out of the 12. Public Works.
They have MS4 guidelines they take care of, but here at Public Works, what we take care of is the downtown area, quadrant downtown, and then the state routes.
Ultimately, each have the same goal, and that is keeping the city clean.
We got one common goal, that's to keep the city streets clean and to keep litter and debris from blocking all the storm drains.
We do manage with all the routes and the miles that we sweep, we do manage to sweep all residential roads every 6 to 7 weeks.
2, 3.
Work has started at the Withlacoochee wastewater treatment plant on the new equalization basin. The basin will allow the plant to hold more water in case of a heavy rain event.
Well, this is just part of our hardening of the utility system. We experienced some very heavy flows about a year and a half, 2 years ago in the month of December. And when the plant was built, it was built to handle about 4 times the average capacity of the plant. When we had those excess flows, we found out that we needed to add some additional capacity. So this is part of that additional capacity that we're adding. We're adding about 7.5 to 8 million gallons of additional storage capacity here at the facility.
This project has been in the planning for over a year, and city officials are hoping to have it completed by October.
It's been a long time coming. Well, EPD has blessed the project, which is great, and so we're looking forward to it. And it's hard for people to believe when we say this, but the plant worked as it should have. But with that much stormwater coming into your sewer system, into the sewer lines, it just overtook the plant. And when we first realized the inevitable was going to happen, Director Muse and I joked, if you'll put me on a backhoe, I'll start digging this hole right now.
The new basin will improve treating wastewater and also keeping the environment safe.
It just improves our ability to grow. For one thing, it also improves our ability to have little to no impact on the environment. So, that's our main goal. Most of us here are really, really concerned about the environment. So, we want to make sure that we do our part to protect it.
For more information, contact the Utilities Department. Since March, Living Bridges Ministries has been providing sack lunches to those in need during the pandemic, and the Valdosta Police Department has been there the entire time to help. Now the 2 are teaming up to host a food drive.
March timeframe,
They announced that school would be closed for 2 weeks, and we realized a lot of our clients' children received their meals, both their breakfast and their lunch, at the school, and that they would be at a loss because it was such a short notice and an unscheduled time off of school. And so we decided to stand up what we thought at the time would be a small sack lunch program and serve those meals not only to the kids that are out of school, but to the whole family. Our little sack lunch line now runs an average of 700 people a week.
Randall Hancock is part of the community policing unit and is happy to help the organization. He is proud to give back to a community that helped him several years ago.
I had an incident a few years ago where this community came together for me, and me and my wife both, we were in that state of mind after, because of all the outpour we saw from the community. It's like, we've got to give back, and it allows me to do that just on a personal level. Just from a work level, I mean, I'm always looking for something out there to get involved with to be able to give back. And this is the perfect example and the perfect way to do it.
The police department and Living Bridges will be the two drop-off sites for those wanting to donate food. All donations will go back to the community to help those in need.
Well, we're just thankful that people make it possible. This really isn't what Living Bridges Ministry does. We do take care of people, but we've always been a hand up more than hand out type of ministry, running classes, teaching people how to break the chains and bonds of poverty, things like that. And so to have the opportunity in a crisis to respond to that crisis in a manner that's appropriate. And right now, handout is what is appropriate. And so we're hopeful that what we're doing is building relationships with these people, that in the future they will participate in some of our programs and that their life will be changed. And maybe the next time a crisis comes, they won't find themselves as in need as they did this time.
For more information, contact Officer Randall Hancock. Recently, the Valdosta Fire Department held an open house at the Regional Training Center for would-be employees.
We're holding an open house at our training facility, which gives our new hire candidates an opportunity to come out. They attempt the different stations of the physical test that's in our application process. We have members of the department out here that are helping them, giving them tips on how to be successful prior to them taking the physical test.
The open house gives potential employees an opportunity to practice the physical test before actually having to complete it.
Upon successful completion of the written exam, we encourage them to go to YouTube and review our physical agility test, and so that gives them an idea. They're also given a written explanation of the test in their application process. So they've had a chance to read through it and see it and also view it on YouTube prior to coming out and practicing.
The process to become a firefighter can be a long but rewarding journey.
And the hiring process takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of personnel to go through all the processes, and so we found that doing an open house and allowing them to practice this physical agility test prior to coming out and test has actually opened up our candidate pool, made it larger going into the interview. So that's our goal, is have larger candidate pools and pick the top candidates to fill positions.
For more information, contact the Valdosta Fire Department.
So during the COVID-19 pandemic, we missed one big milestone at the police department, and that was you hitting your year of being the chief of police for Valdosta. Right. So just talk to me a little bit when you first got in to this position. What were your main focuses?
My main focuses when we first started was really focus internally at the beginning. I wanted to work on building morale back up, getting our officers back involved and enjoying their jobs, knowing that they had leadership that was there to protect them and support them throughout their daily task.
And I think one big thing when you get into a role like this is just the role that the community plays, and now that relationship that you have. Right. So VPD does a lot of community programs. So talk a little bit about some that you implemented that were new.
One of my favorites, and one that we started this year, was the neighborhood walks, where we get a lot of our officers to volunteer to come in. They get with council members, and we actually just go out in communities and walk door to door, making contact with citizens in their house, really just talking to them. Find out, hey, what's going on? Is there anything we can do to help you? Is there anything the city can do to help you? And we've had some other city employees who have come with us as well that represent other areas of the city, such as community development. We've had Teresa Turner that's joined us. And it really helps letting everybody know that the city works together to make sure all of our citizens are happy and happy with the service that the city provides. And mainly, a lot of it, you know, being a police officer, when you approach somebody at their house, a lot of times people get a little bit nervous about that while you're there, but when they find out, we're just here to talk. We sit on porches, sit down and talk with people, they offer us stuff to drink, and it's just a really nice thing. They thank us all the time when we're there. They're surprised we're there just to talk and hear from them. And we've just had a great response with that.
And we do those events randomly and throughout different areas of the community. So sometimes they're not always captured moments that we have pictures of, but those interactions, why are they so important? 'Cause
it's just great. You know, I'm the type of person, I like one-on-one interaction with someone. And you don't have a select group of people you talk to every citizen that you can encounter. So you don't know what you're going to get into when you walk up to them. They might like the police and might want to sit and talk with you. They might not like the police, or they might have issues with somewhere else in the city. And you're really coming onto their territory where they're comfortable and just wanting to talk. And we've had so much more open dialect. Most of the time, you know, we get a lot of good responses from people about what our officers are doing, and they're just so excited to see us out in their neighborhoods walking.
And I think something that we see a lot, even with city council meetings, any event that the city holds, we've got those people that come to every single event and those constant supporters. But we introduced events like Coffee with the Chiefs and things like that we're catching people maybe when they don't even know something's going on.
Absolutely, and another thing, we don't really publicize some of the neighborhood walks we do because we want people to be home and not be like, oh, the police are coming by today, I don't want to answer the door. But we just want to surprise people and talk with them. And exactly, like you were saying, we do have the same community members who we love, who are very, you know, enjoy conversations with us and giving us input. But I want to touch as many citizens as we can touch and not narrow it down to just the select few. I like to talk with everyone and hear everyone's side of the story.
And a big milestone I think that a lot of us have noticed behind the scenes is throughout those events, the fire department also joins in. And that bond has gotten so much stronger in the past year, just with both new chiefs on board. So just talk a little bit about that. Why is that so important? I mean, you're all public safety at the end of the day.
Chief Boutwell and I, it was kind of weird, but we've grown up in the city together, for lack of a better way to describe it. We've both been working for the city for 23, 24 years. And then we both came on as new chiefs at the same time after spending 20 plus years at the department. So we grew up through the ranks together. I remember when he was a firefighter and I was a patrolman. So we've grown up together at our jobs, and both of us have reached our pinnacle job. And we love the city so much and we love our department so much that anything we can do to work together to help each other out. You know, public safety is sometimes people either love you or they don't. And whenever we're able to work together, especially our blood drive that we do, when we're able to get the community to come together to support us, it's just always a great feeling working with them.
And I think a good feeling for us is the feedback we've gotten during the pandemic. A lot of these events have been missed, and people are like, when are they coming back? So right now our game plan is just we're kind of looking at the schedule and seeing when we can bring those events back.
And even today, I've had 2 people come in today going, you know, they're starting to loosen some restrictions. When are we going walking again? And that's 2 of our officers who are always just wanting to get out in the community. And it hurts us not to be able to get out there as well, but at the same time, for the health and safety of our officers as well as the community, we've had to back off of some of the stuff we do.
And being the chief, I think some of those community leaders and the city council really having their support really helps. So as in your time as chief in the past year, you've been able to build those bonds with some community leaders. Why is that important?
You never know when you're going to need some help from someone. And you know, anytime that you can work together and show teamwork, we have incredible city leadership. All of our city council, you know, we've got a new mayor now, and even with Mayor Gale when he was here, our city manager, we just have great city leadership, and everybody's goal is to work together. Everybody wants the best for their community, and we just want to work together as a team to make sure that we do that. Sabrina, and everybody knows Sabrina and how incredible she is with students, and she gets into the schools. But having them having a direct supervisor has helped out a lot. It gives more focus to our SROs than they've had in the past. You know, it would be when they could catch a supervisor, they would get help. Sabrina's there for them their entire, 24/7 whenever they need her. And I want to also credit Sandra Porter, Officer Sandra Porter at WG Nunn. You know, this year she started a junior police program where she got with teachers in the school, had some students that had, some behavioral issues, and they really needed some guidance. So Officer Porter set this up. She got other SROs involved, got me involved, and we actually went into the classroom about once a month with these children, fed them pizza. They got T-shirts, and it was an honor for them. And if they messed up, then she took them out of the program and punished them. But it was a reward for them to do good in school, was to be part of her program and to enjoy time with the officers. And it was a lot of good one-on-one time. But we thoroughly enjoyed that program. And again, unfortunately, because of school being out and COVID, we never got to give them the final graduation that we needed to do. But we're ready to do that for the next year.
Y'all have the crime lab that's kind of a hidden gem in Valdosta. I don't think a lot of people know of it, and I meet people every day that are like, what? We have that here? Yeah. So what are some of the accomplishments that they've had in the past year?
In the past year, they've been working really hard for the past couple years on blood alcohol testing. That was successfully accomplished this year. They got their ANAB accreditation this year, which is a great certification for them. So, and because of the alcohol testing and everything they have going on, and their crime scene unit is incredible. They helped Lanier County this year on a cold case homicide and helped them solve that case. So people are learning about our lab, our crime scene personnel, and this year alone I think we have gotten 4 or 5 more contributing agencies who have come in and asked for our lab to process their evidence, which is a great shout out to Director Hall and her staff up there.
And throughout this whole interview I've heard and kind of seen your emotion with how proud you are of these officers, but I think that goes to show, you grew up in the ranks of the Valdosta Police Department, and I think their successes are your successes also. And
being in this position now, one thing I said, if I was ever to become chief here, which happened, don't forget where you come from. I like to go out on a regular basis, answer calls, come in, work shift with them, and get out and watch our officers and interact with people and help them. The other day I came out and worked and actually had one of our officers call us and say, hey, it's nice to hear you on the radio. But I enjoy the job and I love the job, and I want to continue that passion throughout our ranks.
Last question is a big community focus, just nationwide. It's been on police departments. You've done a good job of assuring the community that you're going to continue building trust no matter what. Right. So just what's your message to the community?
The biggest message I can have is, we have a very strict hiring practice here. We actually get a lot of backslack a lot of times because it takes 3 to 4 months to get hired on with the Valdosta Police Department. We've had people say, why don't you lower your standards and accept more people? We will not do that. We tell our people that you're hired and you're the best of the best. Are we perfect? No, we're not perfect. But when we make mistakes, we own up to them, we address them, and we move on. And the community needs to know that. Our accreditation that we have, our CALIA accreditation, there's different things in there, policies and procedures that we have to have in place, and it's really to protect the community as well as our officers. We have specified training that we must take every year, and which deals with community policing, de-escalation, bias-based profiling, and it's stuff that should make the community feel proud to know that these are classes that we're doing to ensure that our officers are doing the right thing.
Thank you so much, and happy belated 1 year as being the chief.
Good afternoon. My name is Vivian Miller Cody. I represent the city of Valdosta / District 1. Bringing you greetings to let you know that if we continue to fill out our census forms, the activities that we want done in the city of Valdosta, such as sidewalks, potholes refilled, speed bumps which are needed, and all other areas of improvement is needed in Valdosta, we can get that by completing our census. Thousands and thousands of dollars will come to the city of Valdosta. With that, again, we can do so much for our city.
Hi, my name is Joseph Sonny Vickers, City Council District 3. I'd like to take this opportunity to encourage all our citizens to please fill out your census. It's very important. That's the way we get funds from the federal government for our schools, our cities, our counties, and different programs, healthcare and other things, depends on the population. And we want to make sure we are not undercounted, and therefore we need everyone to please fill out your census.
Hello, my name is Councilman Gibbs. I want to talk to you today about filling out your census. The census is very important to us. It's very important that you do that to make sure that we get a head count of everyone in the household. It allows us to be able to get the income and the revenue to generate funds, so therefore we can have better roads, better hospitals, to have better schools, to have better housing, the better, just overall in the sense of making sure that our community can grow and have everything that you need and I need to have a safer and better environment.
Hello, citizens of Valdosta. I am Councilwoman Sandra Tooley, representative for District 2, and I'm here to talk to you today about the census. It is so important that you fill out the form and get information about the census. When you get the census, it only can help yourselves. Fill out the census form, get accounted for so that you can get all of the perks, all of everything that you are entitled to. It only helps you. It helps us get more for schools, for your streets, for your homes. You need to fill out your census form.
On Tuesday, July 14th, the Valdosta Police and Fire Departments held a neighborhood walk in District 3. The program was put on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the departments used social distancing measures to keep everyone safe as possible during the event. These walks give public safety officials a chance to make contact with citizens who may not be able to attend a set meeting. The event also allows firefighters and police officers to hear feedback from all areas of the community. For more information on the Neighborhood Walk program, please contact the City of Valdosta Public Information Office at 229-259-3548. The City of Valdosta honored the 2020 Historic Preservation Award winners at the July 23rd City Council meeting. Awards were moved from May to July because of COVID-19. Outstanding Achievement Award for their work on the Byrd Hospital building went to the Lowndes County Historical Society. Distinguished Merit Award went to Dr. Alex Alvarez for rehabilitating homes in the local historic district. Stewardship Award went to the First Antioch Missionary Baptist Church and the First Baptist Church. Dr. Alfred Willis received the Harold M. Bennett Lifetime Achievement Award. We congratulate all the award winners of the 2020 Historic Preservation Awards. Mayor Scott James Matheson and Coleman Tally Representative Russ Henry announced the winners of the 12th Annual Valdosta's People's Choice Photo Contest at an awards reception at the Annette Howell Turner Center for the Arts on Monday, July 20th. The first place winner was Nikolai Courtney for Heavenly Glow. Second place was Renee Taylor for Where Did He Go? Third place was Kaylin Wilson for Facing Our Future Together. The youth winner was Brooke Feckle for Observant Owl. We congratulate all the winners of the 12th Annual Valdosta People's Choice Photo Contest. 4 members of the Valdosta Fire Department, Lamar Berrien, Brandon Thibodeau, TJ Manis, and Nicholas Kister, were promoted to sergeant at a ceremony held at the Women's Building on July 30th.
There were certain things that we had to do that I was not expecting to have to do. A lot of stuff that the lieutenants above us have to do. And I was trained for it and I studied for it.
You know, several months of studying and making sure we were ready. So it was definitely challenging, but again, you know, in the long run, it's rewarding as well.
Promotion events are generally open to large groups of coworkers, friends, and family, but COVID-19 limited attendance. Those that could not be there could watch the ceremony on Facebook Live.
When you become a firefighter, you understand that there are some things that you have to do that you might not want to do. So the pandemic's the pandemic.
You know, they were still able to see it, so that's the most important thing. They were still able to be here in a sense. Yeah, they're not here in person, but again, they were able to watch it, they were able to see.
The entire group loves the city and the Valdosta Fire Department.
I love the Valdosta Fire Department, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the best job I ever had.
Valdosta is a great place to work for, and you know, if you're looking for a job, come here.
Congratulations to all 4 on their promotion.
And this is information on the census.
Thank you.
The Neighborhood Development Division held its backpack giveaway on August 1st. The 2020 version was altered from the block party because of the pandemic.
A continuation of the annual Back to School Bash event that we do every year here for the city of Valdosta and the surrounding community of Lowndes County. And because of COVID-19, we were going to cancel it, but then we said there's still a need in the community, so we need to figure out some way to actually still do it, but be safe.
There's a need in the community. That's why the department chose to have the drive up instead of canceling the event.
We had people here when we came to set up this morning at 7:30, they were already in the parking lot. So that is a true indication that people need these supplies, and that we're just going to be here to give them what we can as long as we can.
Ultimately, the city was able to help community members in a time where families may need help.
A lot of us are fortunate. We haven't lost our employment or lost any income or anything due to this pandemic, and we still need to be a blessing to those who have. So if this is a manner in which we're able to be that blessing, then that's so be it.
For more information, contact the Neighborhood Development Division. For the 2nd straight year, the Valdosta Police Department won the Battle of the Badges blood drive, hosted by the fire and police departments. The blood drive helps the American Red Cross in their life-saving efforts. The police department won in 2019 and now in 2020. The real winners are those people that will receive the blood that was donated. We thank everyone that came out to donate blood. The City of Valdosta encourages everyone to complete the 2020 census. Citizens can complete it online, on the phone, or through the mail. The city has also set up kiosks in City Hall and the City Hall Annex building for residents without access to a computer and the internet. City employees will be happy to help you. For more information on the 2020 census, visit 2020census.gov. As you saw earlier in the show, members of the Valdosta City Council encouraged everyone to complete the census. By completing the 2020 census, we can ensure that we have proper representation in Congress and receive federal dollars that help local schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. This concludes another edition of City Focus. Be sure to visit our website, valdostacity.com. Like us on Facebook, Valdosta, City Without Limits. Also like our Valdosta Youth Council page. Follow us on Twitter at City of Valdosta, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Metro 17 Valdosta, to watch City Focus on demand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on City Focus.